What's good, all my Lockies and Locs? It's your boy Christopher Wright, and I'm here again with another video. And in this video, guys, we'll be talking about how to get thick locks. I want to explain to you guys how thick locks pertain to your normal traditional locks, and there's a lot of key points that you want to add in order to get thick locks. The main gist is you want to make sure that you have the texture for the type of locks that you desire, which is thick locks, what we're talking about in this video. So we're going to dive right into that, and I'm going to explain all the details you need to know about that. So guys, let's go. So first thing off, you want to start with the part to lock ratio. You want to make sure that your part equates to the thickness of your actual lock. So you want to make sure that the root, the parting, there's enough hair, enough strands in the lock in order to get that thickness that you so desire. So you got to make sure that the part is equivalent to that size of the lock. So for instance, for me, I wanted medium-sized locks. So in order for me to get medium-sized lock, my lock parts had to be no bigger than about, I'll say about a nickel size in order to achieve the medium-sized thickness. Because I wanted thickness, but I wanted a medium-sized thickness. Now, in this go-round, I prefer for them to be a little bit larger. So I went for a bigger size parting system. I went with the square parting system, but I went for a bigger size because I wanted true thickness. Now, a lot of people don't know that is the main important reason and choice you should make when choosing if you want thicker locks. Because if you're getting small parts, you're gonna get small locks because you need enough strands, enough hair in that lock in order for it to expand, to get is almost the same size of that parting. Now some people, it depends on the texture of hair. Some people locks actually become the size of their part, and some people become a little bit smaller, but you want enough hair and strands in that lock in order to get the thickness. And the reason I wanted thick locks is because I didn't want later down the line when I get past 5 to 10 to 15 plus years that I have to worry about breakage or tugging, breaking, things like that, things popping off. Now I know, now I have a better regimen to keep my hair in good health regardless of that situation. But now I wanted to also work hand in hand with that is to get a thicker lock to deal with. And plus I've been fascinated with the thicker locks these days. Like I really have been fascinated with the thicker locks because they I don't know, it's just something about, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like the thicker locks have been looking phenomenal, real good. So I went with that. So next, guys, you want to make sure you get a accredited loctician that is credited for doing the part to lock ratio, that are known for doing part to lock ratio, that knows exactly what you want. So whatever you want to make sure that that loctician or the person who's doing your hair, you want to make sure they know the difference. They know the spacing of the lock. They know the size of the lock. They know small from medium to large, and they know how to make that part equivalent. So you want to make sure that they know what they're doing. If you have to go visit their work, check their Instagram, social media, whatever, to see what their work looks like, because you want to make sure that is a big key component in order to have that done. And some people just don't know what that is. They might say they know, but then when they get down to it, they don't really know. But that is a huge thing. You got to make sure that you got that in plan. You got to make sure that your loctician is credited for that, and they can give you exactly what you need, and then also give you pointers in order to achieve what you want, the look that you want, and how to go about it and how to maintain it down the road. So that is a big key point. And another key point in order to get thicker locks. Now, this depends on the texture, the density, the width, the type hair that you have. You know, rather comb coils or 2-strand twists will be your option to go to. Now, there's other methods, but my 2 personal methods I know that I've actually experienced is the comb coils and the 2-strand twists. Right now I have 2-strand twists in my hair. In the beginning, I never liked 2-strand twists. I didn't like that you had to wait forever just to get the pattern out of your locks. And I didn't know how long. I didn't know if that lasts. I seen somebody with it, but I seen somebody with 2-strand twists with a longer locks. And to me, it just seems like it took forever in order to get that pattern out. And then, but with me, this is my fourth or third set. You can call it the third or fourth, whichever. But this is my 4th or 3rd set. And in this set, I use comb. My 3rd set, all of my first and my 2nd and my 3rd set, I use comb coils. So, I felt like with my hair type and texture and width and density, I felt like I wasn't going to achieve the maximum thickness that I wanted. But I seen with 2-strand twists, I seen the benefits with 2-strand twists. Like, I've seen people start off small locks with 2-strand twists as their starter locks and expand and become bigger, you know? So, sorry about that. So with that, I wanted to make sure that I got the most out of my buck. Like, I made sure that I got the most thick potential lock I can possibly have. And I seen the expansion of a lot of people who went from 2-strand twists, small little itty bitty spaghetti little strands, into thick, full locks. And I knew that with 2-strand twists, I can achieve that, because there's a lot more strands going in depending on your hair type. Now, with my hair, I have medium porosity, then I have medium density, and then I have a medium width of coarse hair. Also, my hair type is a 4C. So I have curly hair, but it's also fine. So I don't have like a crazy amount of strands in my hair. Like, most people can achieve a thick look with even smaller locks because of their density change, the difference between their width and their type and all kind of stuff. That plays a huge factor in how thick your locks are going to be. But just make sure that you understand the texture, the density, the porosity, the type of all, the width, everything with your hair in order to achieve thick locks. So play that, make that a point to research that out, to make sure you know you get the best chance to get thicker locks. Then you want to make sure that you also have an ideal look of the thick locks that you want. You want to make sure that you have pictures, examples, things. Shoot, if you had previous thick locks and you want to bring that to your loctician, whatever, you want to make sure that you have an ideal vision of what you want your locks to be, because a lot of people don't have that in mind, and then when their hair done, and they're disappointed and upset to the fact that they don't have exactly what they wanted. And believe me, I am full example of that. This is being my second retry. You know what I'm saying? For my third set, this is my second retry. So, like I said, I wanted a more thicker look. I wanted my locks to be maintained all the way from the root to the shaft and to X amount of years plus, because I want these to last. I'm looking at them as long-term locks. I'm not looking at them like, oh, I'm just like them for right now and it's going to be done with. No, I'm looking at for long lifetime goals for my locks, because I love them so dearly and my hair grows a lot faster with locks. So yeah, you want to make sure that you have an ideal plan or a vision or image or, you know, anything to give you a good idea of what type of locks you want. Now, you gotta understand too, this is a key point, this is a very caveat, that you're not always gonna have the same exact locks as the person that you are inspired to have your locks like. So just know that you're not gonna be exact, because the hair types play a huge factor. Hair texture, hair density, hair porosity, hair width, all that stuff plays a huge factor. So you're not gonna have identical locks. So don't look at it like you're going in as, I'm gonna have just like that. Because I have moments, believe me, I have moments where I try to compare our locks. Oh, well, they got the same hair type, or they got the same this, that, and the third. Well, my hair should be exactly like that. Now, I do compare that. I want to see, the visualize for people who've already grew their hair ahead of me and what type and what they started out. And I try to compare that together. But I'm not trying to emulate their journey per se. And I'm not trying to emulate their count, lock, all that. I tried that. It does not work. It does not work, because locticians they're not working like that. They're not working on how many number of locks you're having in your hair. You could do that, but you're killing your chances to have the thickness that you want. Because if you're asking for 100 locks and your hair type is different, and then all of a sudden, you get big part and you're not going to have 100 locks, or vice versa, they might come out smaller. So yeah, you got to look into that. So guys, make sure that's a big key point. Do not try to identify your locks with somebody else's verbatim. You're not going to have their same journey, as yours. You're not going to be comparable. It's impossible to have two lock heads identical now, depending on, how they choose. Now, like I said, it all factors. If you had an identical hair type as that person and you get somewhat the way they get their locks done, then cool, you might be close to it. But don't dwell on it. Embrace your journey. Enjoy your route. Enjoy your process. Because believe me, you would be frustrated at this point and you would never be satisfied. Never be satisfied, because you're trying to have your locks identical to somebody else's. So make sure that's a big key point, guys. Also, guys, you try not to retwist your hair so often. Try to retwist your hair less, as much as possible. Because in my first journey, this is where I messed up, because I didn't have knowledge. I didn't have YouTube. I didn't have all these things to go to for locks. I just asked other people, oh, what you do? How did you do your hair? And then people who said they knew how to do hair, I went to them. Beauticians, said they knew how to do twists, they know how to lock. I went to them. So I believed in them. And this was 2007. So there wasn't a whole lot of lock videos. There wasn't none of that. I wasn't looking at stuff like that. I didn't know that can happen on YouTube. So YouTube was new then. Like I think 2006 is when I really caught on to YouTube, and I wasn't looking for locks. But I knew I wanted them because I seen other people have them. My favorite artist, Camouflage, he had them. Lil Wayne had them, all of them. So it's like, I seen so many people with them. I just didn't know how to start them. So when I went to my beautician at that time, she said, okay, she treated my locks like braids. Now, she didn't quite recommend me to do what I thought was my best interest for me to do, because every time I got braids, I got them done every 3 weeks. It'll be time for my hair to do every 3 weeks. And I treated my locks like braids, so I got them done every 3 weeks, which was horrible because it's thinned out. They thinned, but they grew. Don't get me wrong. They were like mid-stomach, 5.5 years. But you can see that they had no potential to be thick. They had no potential to be thick because I didn't allow it enough time to breathe. I didn't allow enough, new growth to grow in. And then around 2000 came, I just let my hair get thick and I just said, I'll twist my hair whenever. And so, because I didn't cut my hair off my first set until 2012. So I just let them. So that's a big point that you want to make sure that you do not do. Please do not retwist your hair so often, because you want enough new growth to come in, to fill up that lock, to shed those hairs, into that lock so that way it can expand. And then I know a lot of people say you want to cultivate the lock all the way through. You want to manipulate all the way down. So when you retwist the root, then all the way down the shaft of the lock. I digress from that, but that's debatable. It depends on a lot of factors. But I would say just retwist the root and then clip at the roots. Now I understand they say, oh, you're gonna have the pregnant lock. But if you're looking for thicker locks, that's what you want. You gotta embrace the frizziness, embrace that frizz. And that was my next point, embrace the frizz. So instead of cultivating and manipulating that entire lock, why don't you just twist the root? Twist the root here and then allow the lock to expand without cultivating it. Because you want it, like I said, you want the best chance to be thick if you don't already have the parting in place, you don't have the texture thought out, and all these. You want to make sure all these key components are going to help you get the best thickness of your locks. All right. Also, guys, you want to allow your hair to breathe. Allow your hair to be free. Stop paying attention so much. Stop thinking about your hair so much, so frequently. Allow your hair to do its thing. You know, you will be amazed at what your hair achieves through the process. You will be amazed at what your hair does. The transformation it will go through, you know, from tiny little spaghetti strings all the way to this massive thick locks. I've seen a lot of people in YouTube videos of people having small dreads just like this, small locks coming out starting, and then all of a sudden they expand and go crazy. And I'm not sure about their hair type or whatever the case may be, but it's just, you're like, wow. And they'll tell you they left their hair alone. A lot of freeformers leave their hair alone. That's why I am semi-freeforming. My journey now, I am semi-freeforming because I don't mind the messy look. I don't mind the disrespectfulness. You know, I don't mind the loose frizzy hair. I don't mind it. I love to see my root thickness. I want that big mane, you know, that big lion mane. I want that. I don't always want to see my hair retwisted. And I'm gonna tell you one thing, like with these locks here, I'm not doing a whole lot of designs. So guys, if you're following me, hoping that you're gonna get a lot of different braids, a lot of different designs, a lot of different coloring, I'm not doing any of that. This journey is particularly all free chemical, all free manipulating, all free cultivating, it's free of everything. When I say I'm free forming, I'm truly free forming. Now you might see me do ponytails and post up and things like that, because one, I don't right now, I'm dealing with alopecia, traction alopecia. So why would I want to make that worse by doing a whole different braids, all these different things that, you know, that'll cause harm or damage to my hair follicles and the growth and the potential of my hair. So why would I do all that? So I'm not doing any of that. I was never with bleaches. Our preferred dyes, and now they got the new thing, this lock wax, the coloring wax, wax paint or whatever they call it. And that seems to be a little bit more pliable, or the rinses. But other than that, nah, I'm not doing any of that stuff. I'm just letting my hair hang down, be free. I love it down. I'm not looking for styles. I'm not looking for any of that. I'm just allowing my hair to do its thing, to be great, to be awesome. So that's what you want to do. Make sure that you leave your hair alone. Don't think about it. If you think about it so much, you would, of course, you're not gonna always see the changes, but right away, and it would take time to see the changes. But guys, you gotta let your hair be. I promise you, when I was growing my fro out, I left it alone. Yeah, I picked it, you know, this and that, such and such. But by the time when I got ready to do braids, I would see the massive length my fro had because I didn't pay attention to my hair. Now, I can say this. A lot of protective styles like braids, like if I put my hair in braids, like if I put my fro in braids or I put my lock in braids, my hair grows quicker and faster through that method. So they help the growth of my hair, but we're talking about the thickness, guys. We're talking about the thickness. You want the thickness. And a lot of those, that pulling and tugging and tightening and all that extraness, look, it's gonna kill your chances of being thick. Now, if you already have thick, coarse hair, you already have thickness, fullness, it might not bother you. But for those who are dealing with traction alopecia, those who they're dealing with thinning, balding, very fine hair, you know, uncurly hair, all those different types of textures, but you still want locks and you still want those potential, you want to reduce all that stuff. You want to put light products on your hair. You don't want to put a whole lot of stuff on your hair to weigh it down, to kill the root, to kill your chances of having thick locks. And guys, I want to make sure that you guys understand that, because that is a key point. Now, like I said, all the first suggestions and points that I mentioned are your huge high points in order to get thick locks. The rest is on you. It's all in determination on you for how thick your hair will be or how you want it to be. But you just gotta let it be free. Let it be free. And if you do retwist it every 2 months. Every month, if you can't get away from it, at least every month. But every 2 months or 3, whichever, or not at all, whatever you prefer. But yes. But guys, if you love the information, you love the value that I just gave you, guys, I want you to hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss a beat on any video that I have posted or coming in for you guys. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you leave a comment so we can have discussions. And anything that you bring up, guys, I will make a point to try to make a video to answer your questions or answer you back in the comments. But always, I'm on point. And so guys, I want you to be on the watch and the lookout for my next video on tips how to grow your hair faster. Make sure you stay tuned for that video, guys. There'll be some important tips and some great information that I get to you. And like I say again, guys, all my Locies and Locettes, I salute, and I'll see you again in the next video. Thank you.